You're standing in the hot desert, looking up at something almost impossible. The Great Pyramid of Giza. It's taller than a 40-story building, made of millions of giant stone blocks, and it's been standing for over 4,500 years. That's older than the Bible, older than most of recorded history, built when mammoths still walked the earth. But here's the mystery. How did people build something this huge, this perfect, with no machines? No cranes, no steel tools, no electricity, just simple tools and human hands. The pyramid is made of over 2.3 million limestone and granite blocks. Some of those blocks weigh as much as 80 tons. That's more than a dozen elephants. And all of them had to be moved by hand. Experts say it was built in just around 20 years. That means workers would have had to place one block every 2 to 3 minutes, 24 hours a day, without stopping. And that's not all. The granite blocks inside the pyramid came from Aswan, over 500 miles away. That's a long trip, even today. The workers had no wheels, no iron, no written plans have ever been found. Yet the structure they made is so strong, it's still standing today, long after everything else from their time has fallen apart. This pyramid isn't just old, it's one of the most perfect buildings ever made. And no one knows exactly how. The more you learn about it, the stranger it gets. Some say it was just a tomb. Others believe it had a bigger purpose, something we still don't understand. But one thing is clear. Whoever built it knew something we haven't figured out yet. So how did they move the stones? How did they build it so fast? And why can't we explain it today? Let's look at the best ideas we have, and why none of them truly work. People have tried for years to explain how the Great Pyramid was built, and there are many theories. Some sound smart, some sound wild, but here's the problem. None of them explain everything. One popular idea is the straight ramp theory. It says workers built a long ramp up to the pyramid and dragged the stones to the top. But that ramp would have needed more stone than the pyramid itself. And no remains of a ramp that big have ever been found. Another idea is the spiral ramp theory. This one suggests they built a ramp that wrapped around the pyramid like a corkscrew. It sounds clever, but again, we've never found evidence of that kind of ramp either. There's also the internal ramp theory. It says the ramp was built inside the pyramid as it was being constructed. Some experts support it, and it could explain how the heavy blocks got up there. But no one has found clear proof that such a ramp exists. Then there are the pulley or lever theories. These ideas suggest workers used simple machines to lift the blocks bit by bit. This might work for smaller stones, but not for 50-ton granite blocks. And it still doesn't explain how they built it so fast. And speaking of tools, the workers only had copper chisels. But copper is soft. It bends easily. It's not strong enough to carve through hard granite. So how did they cut and shape the hardest stones in the pyramid? None of these theories explain everything. Some answer part of the puzzle, but leave the rest blank. You might think, well, maybe we just lost the records. That could be true. But we have many records from ancient Egypt. We know how they farmed, how they wrote, how they buried people, but not how they built the most amazing structure they ever made. Strange, right? So the question stays, are we missing something big? Could there be a method, a process, or even knowledge that was lost? Or was the pyramid built in a way we haven't even thought of yet? Let's look at something even stranger, the precision. The Great Pyramid isn't just big. It's almost perfectly built. Its base is nearly a perfect square. Each side is about 230 meters long, and the difference between them is less than 20 centimeters. That's less than the width of your hand. The pyramid is also almost perfectly level. Across the entire base, the height difference is less than an inch. That's across 13 acres of stone. But here's the part that really surprises experts. The pyramid is aligned almost perfectly to true north. Not just close, really close. Off by less than 0.07 degrees. That's better than many modern buildings. So, how did people 4,500 years ago line up a building with the planet's axis so perfectly? They didn't have compasses. Those weren't invented yet. They didn't have satellites, lasers, or GPS. So how did they do it? Some scientists think the builders used the stars, especially the stars in Orion's belt or the North Star. Ancient Egyptians were skilled astronomers, and some believe they used the night sky to guide the construction. Others think they tracked shadows from the sun to find the directions. That could work, but it would take careful measurement over many days and seasons. Even today, lining up a massive structure this perfectly would be hard. But the pyramid builders did it with basic tools, wooden levels, string, and copper. Some people believe the builders understood advanced math and geometry. Maybe they did. The pyramid's proportions seem to show knowledge of pi, the golden ratio, and even the size of the earth. But that part is still debated. Either way, the pyramid's accuracy is no accident. So how did ancient workers build something so perfect without modern machines? It doesn't just raise questions about how they built it. It also makes you wonder who they really were and what else they knew. Let's go even deeper inside the pyramid, because what's hidden there might change everything. For a long time, people thought we had discovered everything inside the Great Pyramid. But in 2017, something changed. Scientists used a special kind of scan called muon imaging. It works by detecting tiny particles from space that pass through rock. These scans let researchers look inside the pyramid without drilling or damaging anything. And what they found surprised everyone. Inside the pyramid, above a hallway called the Grand Gallery, they found a large empty space. It's about 30 meters long, almost the size of a plane. But no one knows why it's there or what it's for. It's completely sealed. No one has ever been inside. It could be a hidden room. Or maybe it's just a space used during construction. But right now, it's a mystery. This isn't the only strange thing inside the pyramid. There are small tunnels, no wider than your arm, that go from hidden rooms to the outside. Some of them lead nowhere. Some stop at doors with copper handles. We don't know what's behind those doors. Some believe they lead to more secret chambers. Others think they had a symbolic or spiritual purpose. And here's something many people don't realize. No mummy has ever been found inside the Great Pyramid. Unlike other pyramids in Egypt, there were no burial treasures, no writing on the walls, no coffin, just an empty stone box in the king's chamber. So if it was a tomb, where's the body? And if it wasn't a tomb, what was it? Was it built to honor the stars? To store energy? To protect something? Or was it built for a purpose we still can't understand? The truth is, we don't know. Even with modern technology, we're still just scratching the surface. The more we learn about the Great Pyramid, the more questions we find. And what's hiding inside those unexplored spaces might not just teach us about the past. It might change how we see human history. So what was this structure really for? Let's look at the final mystery. For years, most people believed the Great Pyramid was just a tomb, a final resting place for Pharaoh Khufu. But something doesn't add up. There's no mummy, no golden treasures, no writing on the walls, no clear signs that a king was ever buried inside. Other Egyptian tombs are full of names, paintings, and prayers, but not this one. It's almost completely blank. So maybe it wasn't just a tomb. Maybe it was something more. Some believe the pyramid was an observatory, built to track the stars and mark special dates like solstices or the flooding of the Nile. Others think it was a kind of power station, using water and special materials to generate energy. This theory isn't proven, but it's one of many ideas trying to explain the unknown. There's also a theory that the pyramid is a mathematical message. People have found numbers in its design that seem to match Earth's size, the distance to the sun, and even the number pi. Was it a coincidence? Or was it on purpose? And maybe, just maybe, it was built to last. A monument not just for one person, but for all time. Something to carry knowledge forward. A message for the future. We may never know for sure. Even with modern science, we still don't have all the answers. And that's what makes the Great Pyramid so special. It's not just a building. It's a puzzle. A symbol of something we don't fully understand. People from all over the world come to see it, stand in front of it, and wonder. Because while other wonders have crumbled, this one still stands. And until we understand how it was made, why it was built, and what it was truly for, the mystery of the Great Pyramid will stay right where it's always been, unmoved, unanswered, and waiting.